I did. But for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. You know, that's why I married white. That's what I like.
Hold up. What do you mean, dark meat on the side?
Because she lightweight offensive.
I'm not. I'm saying, like, I really do think black men are attractive. I do. Like, that's my...
Well, what do you mean, dark meat on the side?
That means, honey.
You know what that means.
Wait, what are you reading it as?
How did you say it?
I'm just saying, like, when I think about men, I like dark men. I do.
You like your main man to be white and your side piece to be dark.
That is not what I mean.
Jeannie, explain what you mean.
Okay,
what
I meant is, like, I used to date black men, okay? I think they're attractive. But what I decided to stick to, because it just kept me happiest, was my man, Freddie, who happens to be white.
Are you sure?
Yes! Okay. White keeps me...
So are we going to talk about this? I have been listening to the conversations, and I'm going to get down to it. First of all, being a married woman for 8 years, together with my husband for 9, listen, it is not easy to file for a divorce. It's not easy to separate from someone you've been with for a long time. Keep that in mind. So I went and looked at how long Jeannie was with her previous husband. And she shared 10 years married to this man. And the reason why I looked, because I was thinking, okay, you were with Jeezy for 2 years. We don't really know, because it said they've been separated before he filed for the divorce. And you gave Jeezy a child, and all your ex-husband wanted was a child. Now, she said in a few videos that she didn't want children. Please check out my YouTube. You're going to find everyone TikTok thoughts on this and social media thoughts on this in one video. Right? But she didn't want a child, which is, why she left. But you end up being with someone for least amount of time and gave that person a child. Another thing is, a lot of people are saying that Jeezy was her second choice, and she was also Jeezy's second choice, because Jeezy has been with black women and have 2 black baby mamas. And Jeannie, do like black men, as she said, but she liked them on the side. She don't like them as her main. Now, this, for me, looked like they went into this marriage, but they were not each other's first choice. And let me tell you something. If you want your marriage to last, if you want your marriage to work, listen, you have to go in, like, your mind has to be made up, because throughout your marriage, there are going to be problems. There's going to be issues. And you're going to be like, I can't do this. You're going to have moments in your marriage where you're going to be like, I cannot do this. And what's going to keep you going is that this person is your choice. Like, you chose them. You chose them, right? Things are going to happen. Listen, no matter how long you're with someone, listen, you guys are human beings. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be mess up. There's going to be problems all the time, throughout. Listen, no matter how happy you see a marriage, how happy they appear to be, there's always going to be an issue. It's marriage. You're with someone who has their own mind, their own personality, their own thought process, their own way of doing things, right? And so it's never, I don't even know how people can celebrate this. Black women are celebrating. Apparently the hood is celebrating. And I kind of get it, because I guess Jeannie was poking back black women in the eye. And also Jeezy was making his statements, concerning black women. But at the end of the day, this just shows us that, hey, a lot of things that black women are saying about black men, it can possibly be true, right? And even though a lot of these black men want these preferences who are cast out from the white community because the white men no longer want them, at the end of the day, when we put that commentary aside and when we put our brother Umar voice out of our head on the side, they were still married. They were and still is married. They still have a family together. They still have a daughter. And so I don't know how people can celebrate this. I always will say this, no matter the race of the people involved in marriage, I always hope for the best. I always hope for it to work out, regardless of public opinions, regardless of he say, she say, blackness, whiteness, preference, black women, black men. The fact is, they got married. They have a child together, and she probably don't want this. And some things happened that's caused him to file for divorce. Bear in mind, men don't usually do this. Men don't usually file for the divorce. Okay? They would rather just stick it out. And so something is happening. And honestly, my prayers and my heart go out to her because she's still a woman, right? She's still a woman. Regardless if we don't look the same, regardless if we don't experience the same things, she's still a woman, right? And we feel pain. We feel lost. We feel love. And we feel, all these things. And I could never rejoice over any woman, regardless of her skin tone, the breakup of her family. I just can't. So, regardless of what's going around and what's being said, my heart goes out to her and her family. And I just pray things works out for her, honestly. I do. I really do. I know she said everything that I'm researching doesn't add up because she didn't want kids. That's why she left her previous past marriage. Black men wasn't her thing, but God alone knows why she chose Jeezy and why she did have a child and why now she's going to become a single mother. The things that she spoke against when it comes to the black woman and the black community, she has now become. And maybe it's a lesson. Maybe it's a teaching lesson for her, a life lesson for her. And the thing about us speaking against people and their experiences is sometimes life will make you experience the exact same thing that you are speaking against just so that you understand it better. And my heart definitely goes out to her. Honestly, it does. And I pray she get through this. And whatever she was supposed to learn, she'll learn. And that she'll come out of this a better person. I do.
I knew something happened when I was at Target today. I just didn't expect for it to be this. Jeezy and Jeannie are getting divorced. And he's the one that filed. And this isn't from like TMZ. This is from AJC, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. So the local paper was literally getting the exclusive on the divorce. Now, he filed in Fulton County Superior Court. Listen, if you know anything about Atlanta, if you file in Fulton County, they're going to put out all your business, no matter what your case is. Now, according to the documents, it says that they were already separated. So at some point during the year, they separated and they have a prenup. So all the assets are going to be, split down the middle during like the time they earned like together, anything they worked on, anything pre-marriage, that's for them to like keep. And he's also seeking joint legal custody of their daughter Monica, who was born last year. It's so sad. And they only made it like, I don't even know, a full 2 years. We don't know when they separate. Listen, messiness aside, because I know y'all want to be messy in the comments, okay? My mutual will give you the messy part, okay? I'm being the compassionate one. They were both so happy when they got together, and they talked about how this was, you know, a relationship that they never thought they would have in their 40s, and then they got married, and then so they're trying for a baby. It's like, man, it's sad. But then again, they're both workaholic. Also, low-key, I think him writing his book may have played a factor. I don't know. Maybe he realized some things that made him think of, you know, every choices he made, like present day. I don't know. Wishing for the best for the both of them.
I don't care if y'all drag me. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. When Jeannie Mai got up there on live television and said that black men were only good enough to be on the side, and I quote, dark meat. I prefer my dark meat on the side, my white meat as a main course. After hearing that, I knew for a fact, hearing about these two being married, that it wasn't going to last. And I'm not wishing no harm or nothing, no ill feelings or nothing towards somebody else's marriage. That's their business. But people don't say things like that unless they really mean it. When I heard about them getting married, I'm like, it's no way that Jeezy properly vetted this situation, because why would you go on to procreate and create a legacy with a woman that thinks like that about men like you? I do believe that people can grow, but to me, that wasn't long enough ago for her frontal lobe to still be soft. She was a grown woman. She said that with her whole chest, and she meant that. Everybody want to feel like they the exception to the rule, baby. Ain't no exception to the rule. It's not. That's how she felt. And I really want to say what I want to say, but I'm going to refrain because I just don't feel like fighting for my life in these comments. But just know that I'm thinking it, and I'm thinking it real, real hard. And if you're on the same vibration to me, then you thinking it too.
Miss Jenkins is on the internet continuously telling us her business concerning a has-been rapper. We don't fucking care. What's interesting about this particular piece of business is she's on YouTube uploading every day the sonograms, the ultrasound of the baby that she never wanted. And the reason she's uploading it every day is to remind the baby, please come out healthy, because I know that I said I never wanted you, but I really do now. Just recently, last week, she did a video concerning, it was before, oh, I like a little dark meat on the side, oh, I don't want kids, to, oh, I was pregnant before this and I had a miscarriage, but it was before we got married. And so, you know, because I thought maybe the reason, because I kept speaking it into existence, I didn't want a baby because I was touched as a little kid, even though I liked being touched. So when my mom was at work, I invited the dark meat on the side through the window. And that's my mom's fault for working too much and not being home. That's what she said. Jeannie Mai, in my opinion, is a black fisher. And when I say black fisher, she's tried to mask that in dating white men. Picture Jeannie as a white woman with a bob. Picture Jeannie with some hoop earrings, with her eyebrows shaved off and penciled back on, driving a Honda Accord. Forget about the television, forget about the fashion designers that she got for TV, forget about her hair. This is who Jeannie is character-wise, okay? And Jeezy knows that. That's why it was easy for him to move in, pull up his belly, and plant the seed immediately. Now he's giving me somebody sees somebody with some money, and you know that the only way for you to keep that money is to get pregnant. He's giving me the baby mama vibes, okay? He tried to be a baby mama, baby daddy for a check. This is his way to transcend from the has-been rapper. He ain't gonna be able to say, yeah, too much longer. He can't say he's a snowman moving coke for too much longer. And I told y'all from the beginning that this bitch was gonna get pregnant. And I know she look good because she got a little money, but spirit-wise, that's who she is. Her name is Stacy. Tell me you don't know her brother right now dating a chick named Stacy. She about 300 pounds now because she done had 3 biracial kids by her. And his name James. Moving on.
No, but this is
Sometimes just leave it alone.
No, this is the devil's playground. When you let your mind start to fabricate and make up ideas about other people's marriages and situations that are not there, and you start making yourself get sick with insecurity because of playing out this situation. Who knows what that man was doing? Who knows about his marriage? We don't have a right to talk about it. But at the end of the day, you got to worry about yourself and your own lane and about what you can do.
But you also
it doesn't matter.
disrespectful.
Do you not agree that you should protect your marriage? No, that you should protect your marriage. Protect your marriage by loving your husband and making his eyes so here that he's not paying attention to anything else.
You know what? We said something about this a while ago. We said in our previous video, and it wasn't even pertaining to Jeannie Mai, we said in general, whenever you're leaving a long-term relationship or you're getting a divorce from a long-term marriage and you don't take the time to properly heal, to figure things out, to learn from your previous relationship, and you jump into a new one, get married, and have a child, even though you said you don't have children, it really looks like you're trying to prove something to your ex. Now, in all honesty, it's very unfortunate. They're separating. They just had a brand new baby. And I think she took him to go see her homeland. So it's really unfortunate. But it really makes you want to ask this question. If you are dating and somebody comes up to you and told you, I just got out of a long-term relationship, would you go for them? Or is that considered to be a red flag?
As you all know, Jeannie Mai and Jeezy are getting a divorce, and I actually take a prodigious amount of joy in this. I have never been so happy to see the downfall of someone's marriage, and it actually has nothing to do with the comments that she made about black men. I don't care about that. That's actually proof positive that black men will let other women get away with murder and have all the smoke for black women who do like literally nothing to them. But back when she was on The Real, she made a career out of talking down to black women. And no matter how much her black co-hosts, who are married to or involved with black men would try to, give wisdom or whatever about their own experience, she always had something to say about something that really wasn't her business. Like, man, because you are adjacent to a black man or have been adjacent to a black man does not make you black. And you have no context for what you're trying to comment on. But she had appointed and anointed herself the expert. And she always had so much to say. And it just was so empowering to her when she married Jeezy. Because she's like, oh, it's not that hard. See? Yeah, we see. I love to see these women get their wake-up call. I really do. Like, I hope all the other women who marry black men have realized there's no such thing as a better model. Because Jeannie Mai was very much that kind of woman. She bragged about how submissive she was, and that's how she got a good black man. And oh my God, I hope you are suffering. I really do. Because you guys know the type. You all know the type. The type that believe everything black men say negative about black women, just eat it up like candy. And, love to brag about how they are the right women. They're the submissive type. They are feminine. They know how to let a man be a man. And because you were so intent on believing that you're better than a whole population of women, you didn't even see what he was doing to you. And now this woman who said she would never have children, literally divorced her first husband because she didn't want to have children, went ahead and had a child with Jeezy because he was probably filling up her ears with, sweet compliments at the expense of black women that she ate up like candy because she really wants to believe she's superior. And now she's going to be a single mom. Oh God, women have continually tried to warn other women. We are not jealous. We are not bitter. We do not care. But we're saying don't believe the sweet nothings that you're being told. Like, you should not be getting excited about getting compliments at another woman's expense. Which is exactly why I advise black women against other men who say they prefer black women. Like, if a white man is telling you they prefer black women, it's nefarious. No man should prefer something that is not what he is. It has its roots either in fetishism or in trying to, make a negative comment about the women of his own race. White men often have a yellow fever. Black men often have a snow bunny syndrome. Other men can have jungle fever. And it has something to do with issues they're working out with women of their own background. And you really shouldn't be party to that. I don't want a compliment that comes at another woman's expense. There's nothing wrong with a man appreciating a woman of a different background, but you need to be appreciating, not fetishizing, and not trying to down the women of your own background. Appreciation would sound like, oh gosh, I just love your kinks and your coils. Your hair is so beautiful. It's fluffy and soft, and I just love the various styles you create with it. Fetishization For a different hair type, would be like, oh man, I love your hair straight and I can run my fingers through it. Not like that nappy mess. Not like, yeah, you know. Why do you have to bring somebody else in? Why do they have to denigrate somebody to lift you up? Only women with low self-esteem would find that attractive. Here are my thoughts on Jeannie Mai's comments. You know, she said back in the day something like, oh, the white meat keeps her lean. Like, you know, basically black men weren't good enough to marry. Again, I couldn't care less about that statement. But those men have a memory like an elephant. This is not the first time a black man has specifically gone after a woman who said something that, you know, he didn't like, that he found personally offensive, to punish her. And I noticed he was intent on making her do everything she said she wasn't going to do. She said she wasn't going to get serious with a black man. She married this one. She said she didn't want children with anybody. He was intent on making sure she had a child. And now look at her. Now that he has accomplished the mission, he is ready to discard. Something else that's interesting is that he's the one who filed. Men don't file that often. So one of two things is happening here. Either he has somebody else, because that's typically the great motivator for men to file, or he wanted to catch her off guard to maximize her embarrassment and her pain. I guess we'll find out which it is when the next installment of the divorce news comes out. In the meantime, like and follow for more.
I know that Shirley Strawberry is somewhere happy today because the news cycle has changed. Everybody has jumped off Steve Harvey and Shirley Strawberry's situation with her husband, and now they're talking about Jeezy filing for a divorce from Jeannie Mai. I hopped on here because somehow I got roped into a live where a whole narrative has been created. Now, we don't know why he filed for a divorce, and yes, it's sad to hear someone ending their marriage, especially if one of the parties feels like it was a misunderstanding and that there is room to grow and try to save the marriage. That's sad. However, in this day and age, there is no longer a lot of stick-to-itiveness within marriage. You know, at the first sight of any type of issue or crises, a lot of people just like, I'm out, you know, and no judgment, but that's kind of par for course. The other side to that is, if someone is in a marriage and they can't see themselves with that person for the rest of their lives, better you have the Band-Aid ripped off, mourn for a little while, get past it, and move on with your lives. Because you have to look at it like a child has come from this, a beautiful little girl, and that's only 2 years of marriage. With that just being 2 years, you can actually move on from the heartbreak. And so in the situation with Jeezy and Jeannie Mai, not knowing either, just going off of perception, Jeezy looks to be a very private person. And the fact that he filed first doesn't mean a whole lot to me, because we're in that age where, you know, there's a rush to the courthouse. I think, who was it? I think Ray J has kind of made that a thing when his wife currently, Princess Love, was just like, they were going through a lot, and I think it was some cheating rumors about Ray J. And so she was saying she was going to file for a divorce. And he got wind of that and got to the courthouse first and filed before she did. And it seems like since that happened, it just has been a windfall of people that feel like rushing to get the divorce first makes a difference. Now, I can't say if that's the case with Jeezy, but I say all of that to say whoever files first really doesn't make a difference. It still doesn't give us any clarity on what actually was the breakdown of the marriage. Both Jeannie and Jeezy have a lot going for themselves. Jeannie is always working. She's always going from one gig to the next. And Jeezy is on this path where, you know, he's writing books. He's talking more openly about his mental health. So now he's in a different space than I've ever seen him. Just outside looking in, Jeannie Mai seems to be more open. Jeezy has always struck me as kind of a laid back, private type of guy. I knew he had dated people in the past, and I think he had even been engaged before. So when he married Jeannie Mai, I was happy for him, but it kind of threw me off, even based off some comments she had made on an episode of The Real years ago. Just because he struck me as the type of guy that would see what she said as being something that he wouldn't be able to live down within their marriage. And what she said was, she was asked about the type of guys that she liked. And at the time, she was married to her ex-husband, Freddie, and Freddie's a white guy. Her response was that she had dated black guys, And she found that she liked her dark meat on the side, but that white meat kept her lean and mean. So that's what she said. So everybody was kind of a little bit thrown off when Jeezy actually married her. It just was kind of like, okay. But, you know, he looked past it and he married her, you know, but now they have decided to get a divorce. And I feel like if she was blindsided by the divorce, my heart goes out to both of them. Nobody wants to be blindsided, but also nobody wants to continue down the road that they know ultimately is not going to be the best for them moving forward. So you wish that they would have known that before they got married, but it didn't always work like that. Yeah, but I'm sure once Jeannie gets past this moment and she heals, I can see Jeannie doing some type of interview regarding what happened in the breakdown of her marriage. Jeezy, maybe not so much, maybe in response to something she may say, but I don't really see him talking a whole lot about it. I think he spoke loudly when he put in the court documents that the marriage was irretrievably broken and there was no room for reconciliation. So that in itself is saying a lot. Hopefully both are able to heal from this, move on, and raise that beautiful little girl that they have.
Let me just say this. I'm not happy about anybody filing for divorce. I think that's terrible. However, it always rubbed me wrong that Jeannie was with her husband for however long she was with him, and all he wanted was kids. And she refused. Then she got with Jeezy and was with him 2 minutes and popped out a child with ease. And a lot of times when I think about that, I think she did it to spite her ex-husband, because he moved on, and the second he got his marriage, the first thing he did was have kids. So right after that, Jeannie did that. And to me, I kind of like had a feeling that something was a little off, but I just hoped that, you know, it was just me being weird, you know what I mean? Now let's hope they had a prenuptial agreement.
Guys, yeah, I did. But for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. You know, that's why I married white man. That's what I like.
Hold up. What do you mean, dark meat on the side?
Because she lightweight offensive.
I'm not. I'm saying, like, I really do think black men are attractive. I do. Like, that's my...
Well, what do you mean, dark meat on the side?
That means, honey.
That's...
You know what that means.
Wait, what are you reading it as?
Ain't nobody... How did you say it?
You dated black guys.
Loved black guys, yeah.
I hope y'all ain't surprised at this, because I'm definitely not. I don't know if y'all remember, but at one point, Jeannie Mai, or however you say her name, said that black men were for fun and not marriage. Yet she still married him, got pregnant by him, and had his baby. She owed her ex-husband a whole lot of money for alimony. She is worth $1 million, while young Jeezy is worth $10 million. So I'm pretty sure that he has been paying that ex-husband that alimony since he has the bag. Young Jeezy probably got tired of being a sucker and didn't want to be licked anymore, because let's be real, a lot of non-black women, you know, they're not going to marry a black man unless he has that bag. So they're probably having marital problems and whatnot. And he was just like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of you. And I'm tired of paying your ex-husband, who I don't even know, alimony. So I'm out.